AWS Lab 4, which is configuring VPC. So yeah, if I think if you watch the other videos that I did, yeah, actually this is the only one where I will going to discuss it because on the past videos it is just a background music. So yeah, let's just begin on this one. So in here we have 6 tasks in here that we'll be going to do: create BBC, create subnets, create the gateway, and then configure the route tables. And then we're going to launch the Bastion, and then create the NAT gateway, and then we're going to do the testing to make sure that the lab is working as expected. So yeah, in here, as you can see, this is the diagram that we'll be working on. It's a little bit big. So in here, what we are going to do is we do have a Bastion host in here, which is an EC2 server. This is one, what we're going to do in here is this Bastion server, it should be able to SSH on the private instance. And then this private instance, it should be able to go to the internet. And yeah, there's the one that we'll be creating. So yeah, let's begin on the steps in order for us to have the correct configuration in here. So yeah, I already have the console. So the first step is we need to go to console and then create a VPC here. And then once we have the VPC, we need to go on the left navigation pane. And then let's create your VPCs. From here, we need to create one. And yeah, we just need to copy whatever's in here. So lab VPC. And then what will be the private subnet that we'll be using? So this one is last 16. So this will be the supernet. And in order for us to use it in our instances, so we're just going to do some subnetting. Let's just create it. So if you're not so familiar with the subnetting, yeah, you can just go on the internet. There are a lot of tools in order to calculate the subnets. All right, so we already created the VPC in here. So the next one is we need to edit the DNS host names. So let's go back in our VPCs from here, and then we go to actions, edit host names, and we just need to enable this one. Yeah, indicates folder instances with public IP address get corresponding public DNS host names. All right, and the next step will be to create the subnets. So as I mentioned earlier, we do have slash 16 in here. So for the Bastion server, it will be on 00/24, and then the private instance will be in 2.0/23. So yeah, let's go to the subnets. And then from here, we just need to create a subnet. We should choose the lab VPCs in here. And then let's copy this one. There is a public subnet. Availability. Let's choose the first one as indicated on the steps here. And then this will be our block. So it is /24. And afterwards, we just need to create it. All right. So yeah, another one will be, okay. Right, we already have the public subnet. So for the next step, we need to modify auto-assign IP settings. So we just need to click it. Yeah. enable, yeah. All right. So we need to create a private subnet. So the steps will be, we need to go on the subnets, create, choose the lab, then private subnet. First one, and what will be the block? /23. All right. We just need to hit create. All right. So the next step will be to create an internet gateway. Create internet gateway. .igw. Create and close. All right. And after creating it, then we will need to attach it on the VPCs. So let's go back on the internet gateway. Then just check this one. Go to actions and then attach it to the VPC, which in our lab. All right. So it has been created. So we go now on the task 4. We need to configure route tables. So the first one in here, you just need to read this one. You can post the video so that you have the details on it. But let's proceed directly on step 19. We just need to click route tables. Then for the route tables, private route table. So as you can see, we have earlier, we have 2 routes in here. So this is the one that we are concerned with. So, all right. Then from here, we are going to create a public route table. So, all right, here, public route table. It should be on the lab. Okay. And then just create and close. Okay. And then we just need to click the public route table. Okay, this one. And we go to routes and we edit it because we're going to add the default routes so that all the traffic will be able to go to the internet, and we need to attach it on the lab IGW, which is the gateway that we created earlier here. And then we just need to save routes and close. All right. Okay, so it has been added. So we are now on steps number 27. We need to associate the subnets. We just need to go here and then edit associations. And here, this one. It says we need to associate the public because this one is the one that is facing the internet. So, right. Okay. So right now we already created the public. And then the next one is we need to launch a Bastion server. So for Bastion server, we need to go to EC2, launch instance. Okay, so this Linux. So the first step in here is we need to choose the Amazon Linux 2. This one. And then it should be t2.micro. Let's just double confirm. All right. It's t2.micro. And then from here, we need to put the log VPC. And then for this one, this is important. We should put it on the public subnet because right now it is on the private. So we need to choose it. Okay, so we just hit next and then we can skip this one. And then let's add tags. Bastion server. Then security group, it should just be the default one, which will be SSH. So we can just launch it. All right, review, launch, acknowledge, launch. All right, so Bastion server has been created. So we're going to go to create a NAT gateway. And we need to go back to VPC. And then it says here, let's go on the NAT gateway. Yeah, here. So on the diagram earlier, right? So we have a private subnet in here, and then we go to NAT gateway and then go into the internet. So you click VPC, we're already there, and then we go to NAT gateways here. Create. Okay. Okay. Subnet. It should be public, right? Let's double confirm. Public, all right. And then allocate. It has been allocated. All right. Okay. Then create NAT gateway. So the next step in here is it says check private route table, but as you can see, it's not there earlier. So all we had to do is to go to route tables, and then we choose the private one. So from here, we just need to go to routes, and then we need to edit it. Because for this private, we need to attach it on the NAT gateway. So we go here, we edit, add route, which is the default again. Then we need to choose the NAT gateway in here. And then we save routes. Okay, so it has been created. So the next steps in here is, okay, so as you can see, this is already the mapping for the private route table. Yeah, so right now it has been completed actually. So the next step for us is we do a testing. But as you can see, if we go back on the EC2, we only have Bastion server in here. So we need to create a new instance, which is for the private one. So yeah, let's create an instance in here. So launch instance here. Yeah, this is another Linux. So here. And then it is also t2.micro. Then from here, we need to choose again the lab VPC. And yeah, this should be private. Private. All right. Okay, private. It has been chosen. And then we need to go to advanced details. Is it advanced details? Yeah. So here. Here. We need to copy and paste this one. This would be for SSH servers service. So All right. So next, this will be a default. Then we need to add tag. All right. Next. Okay. Then for security, yes, it is just a default. So we just need to review and launch. Okay. Acknowledge. So yeah, we're done. So we just need to do some testing in here. So this is the one that we did earlier. So as you can see, we created this Bastion host. And then this one is we use it for the subnet public, and then this one is for private. So what will happen is on this testing that I mentioned earlier from Bastion, we're going to log in on this one, and then we're going to SSH on this private instance, and then from this private instance, we should do some ping test to make sure that internet is reachable. So let's do some testing. Let's go back to EC2, and then let's launch the Bastion. So we choose this one, and then we connect. Should be able to connect. All right. Okay. And then let's just move this one. All right. Okay. So yeah. So now let's do some ping. So let's go back on the instance. Let's check what is the IP address of this one. So this is the private IP. This should be reachable on the Bastion server, or else we have an issue. Aha, then we have an issue. Now we're going to do some troubleshooting in here. So, but let me just double confirm. Oh, maybe ping uh, is not allowed. All right, so let's do SSH straight. Ping might not be allowed. Okay. All right, yeah. So ping is not allowed on that server. It's just SSH. Oh yeah, that we allowed. So what is the password for this one? All right, it is lab password. All right, so we're in on the private one. So if we're going to look on the diagram, so earlier we are in the Bastion, and then we do an SSH in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a ping test to make sure that this private instance is able to reach on the internet. So earlier we did define a NAT gateway, right? So from the NAT gateway, this private instance will go to NAT gateway, and then it will go to the internet. So that is how it is. It was configured earlier. So yeah, let's do some ping test to the internet. Okay, let's ping the Amazon. All right, so as you can see, this is reachable. So yep, we have a connection to the internet. So yeah, this concludes the lab. It's quite exciting, yeah. There is also the reason why I decided to, to have a discussion on this one, because all the other lab that I did, it is just a background music. And in addition with that, I'm just new with the AWS. So I really want to remember this, how to configure VPC. That is also the reason why I decided to have a discussion on this one. Or actually, it's not just a discussion, but I think it is more appealing or easy to remember. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's conclude our lab in here, configuring VPC. So I'm hoping that you are able to learn even just a little. And my apology if the explanation is not that so detailed. So yeah, so I hope that you enjoy this video. So Thank you, guys.